Amanda here. Thanks so much for joining me. So I'm here with another embellishment that is going to go in my big book of embellishments. Now make sure you are subscribed, because I'm going to create like 3 or 4 different embellishments. Then we'll start on the journal. The idea being that I'm going to show you how to make the embellishments, and then I'm also within the series going to show you how to add them to your journal in creative ways, essentially what to do with them. Okay, so today we're making oversized film strips. No dies needed. You can make these completely from scratch. I'm going to give you all of the measurements and dimensions and how to make one. And then once you've made one, you can save it as a template and you can make multiple. They're quick and easy to make, they're fun to make, and you can use anything you like to decorate them with. I've used my own collections to decorate with. I'll link those in the description box below, but you can make these with using anything, in any theme. You could stick Winnie the Pooh on these if you wanted to. Okay, so here we've got one with a plain section here. So these are great for journaling on. You journal on the back, stick them in pockets, turn them to flips, add hinges on them. You can just paper clip them to the side of a page. You can add a hidden paper clip on and have it as a large embellishment hidden paper clip. There's countless ways you can use these embellishments that I'm sharing with you. Okay, so make sure you are subscribed. Also, there's going to be a playlist, so all of the videos to do with this series are going to be on that playlist, so you can refer back to them. I'll leave a link in the description box for that. Go and follow it, and then you'll never miss any of them. Okay, so here we've done the plain background, so the bases are all done in the same way, and then we've done some simple collage. I'm going to show you my simple collage method. If you stay to the through the whole video, I'm going to show you everything so that you've got all of the information, right from making the base right to decorating to what to do with them. Okay, I'm going to give you all the information that you need. So here we've done some simple collage. Again, ephemera is something of interest that we add to a journal, and you can do what you want with it. You can just stick it in a pocket and it's something interesting to look at, decorative, or you can make it functional. Turn it over, write on it, that makes it functional, or turn it into a flip, or glue it and have it as a tuck or a pocket. Heaps you can do with them. Okay, so that's another one that I did with the simple collage method. Okay, so I'm going to show you, and you can follow my process. You can copy them exactly if you want. I don't mind. That's what I'm here for, to help you. And then we just went a slight step further with this one, and where here we've got the plain centre, this one has an acetate window. I'll show you how to do it, don't worry. And then we add a backing and we glue it on 2 sides, and that then we can add that use that as a pocket. Okay, then as we add that to our journal, we can glue it on 2 sides, and there's a tuck behind as well. I'll probably repeat this information throughout the video, but just so that you know what the video is about and you can follow along. You're going to get a bigger sense of achievement if you make your things by hand. Okay, buying things in packets is fantastic. I've done it myself, and you open the packets and then you just stick them into your journal, and that's a really lovely quick way of decorating. But if you want to step your creativity up a bit, and if you make everything yourself by hand, you're going to feel like you're amazing, and it's so easy to do, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So let's get creating. Let's show you how they're made. So I've got some craft coloured card. It's actually a scrapbooking paper pad that I'm using up. And I've also taken some lightweight cardstock, or you could use printer paper. You can see I've used this as scrap, and I've printed a coffee dyed print on one side. It's just easier than tea staining everything. You print, you're done. So with your craft coloured card, or you can do it in black if you don't have craft, or you could cut it in white and then use your distress inks to colour it. Use what you've got, don't go buying anything. So we're going to cut this to 3.5 by 4.25. Okay, so I'm going to do the full process with you. So 3.5 by 4.25. Always in inches when you're crafting with me, I'm afraid. But most trimmers have inches as well as centimetres on, so you don't need to worry about converting. Just look at the inches. I'm just going to get all that crud out of my cutting trap, because I've been doing a lot of cutting. So 3.5 by 4.25. Then if you're going to put a layer in like this one, okay, then this measures, let me just double check, this measures 2.5. I'm just seeing if I've written it down in my book correctly. 2.5 by 3 7/8. Yes, I have. So we're going to do 2.5 by 3 7/8. Okay, so I've done the working out for you so that you know that it's all going to be in proportion. Okay, so as long as if you follow my sizing and what I do, then you'll get it. You know, it's a nice proportion. You can make your own up totally, but it's a nice proportion to start with, and from there you could go and do what you wanted. Okay, so I'm going to just leave that. I'll just ink the edges of that ready. Okay, so then what you want is you want a ruler and a pencil. And you might think, well, this is a lot of fuss. But, you know, if you want to learn new things and you want to make your journals more or less from scratch, you know, rather than relying on dies and things like that, then it's worth doing. And you've only got to learn it the once. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go in, what have I done, 1/4 inch. I'm just checking my notes because I came up with this about 3 weeks ago, and then so I'm going in 1/4 inch and I'm going to draw a line there. And I'm going to go to the other side and I'm going in 1/4 inch. This is just going to help us see where to put our holes so that we've got them in a straight line, so that it don't look, you know, a bit weird. And, you know, we want it to look kind of like a film strip. Obviously, it's not one, and it's not perfect, but, it, you know, it's close. So then what you want to do is get your ruler the right way. And going on that line there, okay, we'll start with this side. Put your ruler on the outside edge and mark in 1/4 inch and make a mark on that line that you've drawn. Okay, we're starting at 1/4 inch. Then you want to count 3/8 inch. So from that quarter, you can count in 3 lines. So I've got like a dotted line. So that's 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. Make a mark. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Make a mark. 1, 2, 3. Make a mark. 1, 2, 3. Make a mark. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And this is how I do it. 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. There. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. There. 1, 2, 3. And you'll end up 1/4 inch up from the bottom as well. Okay. Then you want to go do it the same at the other side. I've got a hole in my paper there and it's really annoying me. Okay. So I'll go through it again with you. And you might think, well, this is a long process, Amanda. I don't know if I can be bothered. But once you've made one, you can use it as a template. You don't have to do this every time you make one. Okay? Stick with me. Right. So, starting from the left side in, mark 1/4 inch. Put a line on your where you've drawn your line. Then go 3/8. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. You've got a line at each side with little notches all the way down, and they're going to be the same at this, you know, at each side. They're going to be even. Then you want to get something like this. If you don't have one of these, you can use a hole punch. Okay, and I'm using the larger hole, which I think is an 1/8 is it an 1/8 inch or is it 1/4 inch? I'm not absolutely sure. I think it's a 1/4 inch hole. That it's you know, you've got a small hole. Does it say it on it? 3/16 inch. 3/16, so it's just under an 1/8, isn't it? Because 2/16 is an 8, I think. Am I doing that right? I don't know. It took me 3 attempts to pass my maths exam. So then what you want to do is you want to get your hole, and where you've got the line going that way and that way, where they cross over and they meet, you're looking roughly to put that in the middle of your punch, okay? And then you keep going all the way down, okay? I'll probably speed this up, but that's all you're doing, okay? And because we've taken the time to do that marking, they're going to be evenly spaced, you know, unless you sneeze or cough or, you know, you've got a bit of a twitch. But he's just giving you a guide. It doesn't matter if it's not 100%, you know. You don't need a spirit level. We're not building, you know, skyscrapers that need to be right. It's just crafting, so don't worry too much. As long as we're getting a general feel of evenness, you know, so that we don't think when we've done, well, that looks a bit pants. You know, it might take you a few goes to get it right, which is fine. When you see people on YouTube and they make things, and if you've given it a try and you think, I can't do it, don't forget some people have been at it years and years and years. And when they did their first try, it probably looked really rubbish, okay? So never ever compare yourself to somebody that's on YouTube with 100,000 followers, not like me, I haven't got that many, you know, who makes amazing things, and you think, I can't do that. They've been at it for years, okay? I can't cook. I cannot cook. I can't sing. And I can't do sports. So, you know, there'll be people out there that are amazing at those things and can't paper craft. That's just the way the world is. We don't need to stress over paper. Yeah, patience is a virtue. It is actually a virtue that I generally don't have. I'm not a very patient person. I want everything yesterday. But I love the satisfaction of knowing when I look at my journal that I haven't just bought a packet of something from somewhere and stuck it on. I've made it all myself. You know, it's so satisfying. So there, you've got your film strip holes. I know a little bit wonky, but you're not going to see unless somebody wants to start getting a spirit level out. Right, so we're going to put lots of ink on here. This comes down to personal taste. You might not want a lot of ink. You might only want it on the edges. You might want, you know, it to come in a bit further, in which case, you know, do a bit of this circular motion, okay? I like it quite dark when it's on craft. Okay, so then if you want to cut an aperture, so then you'd just layer that on there. I gave you the measurements previously. Okay, I'll give them you again. So this bit is, I've forgotten, 2.5 by 3 7/8. Now if you want to cut an aperture, okay, then what you need to do is to cut the hole, you will go turn it over onto your, not on your good side, on your bad side, okay, and you turn it over and you're just going to make a mark from the outside edge in at 1/2 inch. Okay. Use your pencil. Where is it? 1/2 inch pencil mark all the way around. 1/2 inch. Yeah. On the back side where you're not going to see it. Okay. That then means, you know, we've overshot the hole. So when you cut this bit out, so then you're going to cut all of that out, that inner bit, with a craft knife. I'm not going to do it on camera because my hand-eye coordination's so bad. It makes me feel a little bit anxious doing that on camera. So you just cut that out, okay? And then you end up with, like this one here, with the window, and then you add the acetate, okay? And I'll show you exactly how to add your acetate in the next part of the video, where I'm going to show you how to decorate them. So, you know, that's how we do it. Interrupt the video because I missed this important step out. So once you've completed this, okay, and you've taken all your time to punch your holes, you don't have to keep doing it. Save one as a template. Then every time you make them, you just cut the back in. We'll pretend this is the right size. It's not. But you cut the back in the right size. And then all you've got to do is mark where the holes are. Okay, so you don't have to do all of the measuring and everything. Just mark where the holes are and then do the punching. So save one as a template. let's get back to the video. Okay, so I'm going to really quickly do some decorating ideas. So there's lots of ways you can use these oversized film strips. You can just add the plain section and have that as a journaling card, slip it in a pocket, turn it into a flip. I will have told you all of this before. You can also decorate. You can either leave them plain or decorate them. So I'm going to decorate one of these. And also, if you do, cut the aperture or the hole out and then cut a backing card that's the same size. I'm going to show you how to do a windowed one, and it can also be a pocket, okay, because we're not going to seal it. So let's quickly decorate this one, and I'm going to do it as fast as possible. I'm not going to think too much. And we're going to use the elements from my Victorians collection. So you've got the paper dolls and then the labels collection. A lot of people have been and picked this up since my last video. Well, you're going to use those, and I'm going to use them in the larger size. On the last tutorial, we used them in the smaller size. Okay, so I'll just have a bit of a play. So I'll grab some of my tickets, and you're basically just making a collage, but try not to think too hard about it, okay? Although I probably will. And you want them kind of going in different directions, overlapping each other. So I just have a plan, and you know, you don't need too many elements on there. It'd be still nice to see the background. I've actually got some of the numbers here in a smaller, right, so that's what I'm doing. Do I want a clock, or shall I save that for, right, we'll keep this one really simple, okay? So I'm going to very quickly ink these numbers. I'll leave a link to all of the collections that I've used below. They're just really useful collections for things like this, for making ephemera, okay? So I'm going to put this in the top corner here, leaving kind of like a bit of a border, even top and sides. Although it doesn't matter if it's not straight, just my brain makes me do things quite symmetrical and straight and clean lines, but you can do them as tatty as you like. Let me just think where I want this one, and I'm just going to keep it simple with just a simple amount of tickets. You don't need billions and billions of layers for them to be interesting, okay? So that's going to go from just above his shoulder, okay? So I know roughly where I want it now. Oops, dropping it. I'm all fingers and thumbs, I am sorry. So let me just put these back where I want them, and I'm going to have that going just above his shoulder, aren't I, so that the other one will just overlap it and give me what I'm looking for here when I'm thinking about spacing. It doesn't really matter, but I do like a little bit of kind of, like I said, symmetry and flow and whatever, and so I'm going to have that like so, and I've just made that so I've got a small border there, so that then when this is on, it'll overlap, and I'm going to actually just go outside the coffee dyed layer is the word I'm looking for. I'm sorry, my brain's still not fully functioning from losing my dog. So I am sorry. I'm trying not to go on about it too much, because people probably get sick of hearing it, but my brain's a mess. I can't think, and I'm bad enough as it is on a normal day. So I'm just going to put plenty of glue on here. Now the paper dolls I print out on lightweight cardstock. I find it easier to fussy cut them, and I just feel like they've got a bit more stature to them. These labels are just on copy paper, okay? So here we go. So she can overlap the holes ever so slightly. That's not a problem. Get the excess glue off, and there we go. That's done. And how cute is that? So again, you know, standalone embellishment, journaling on the back, add it to a pocket, add it to a tag, make a flip out of it, flip that way, layers on recycled decorated envelopes, front of your folios. When I do my journal, I'm going to be adding the items that we make. I'm going to start adding them to the journal, and I will show you when I do a page using the embellishments. I'll show you, okay? So stick with me. There's method in my madness, and I am going to be showing you. I just got distracted with the events of last week. I'm so sorry, but that's life, isn't it? That is life. It comes and it whacks you. But you know, we've just got to keep going and not let it get us down for too long. Okay, so I've got some acetate here, and I've cut the acetate more or less the same size as this whole frame. Okay, just shy of the same size on the height, just a little bit, so that it doesn't show at the other side. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over. Okay, I'm going to just get that bit of crud off. All right, and I've used the thinnest tape I can find. I think it's is that 1/4 inch or 1/8 of an inch? Let's have a look. It's 1/4 inch red line tape for my acetate. That's just my preference. You can use glue. Okay, so because it's 1/4 inch tape, it shouldn't protrude through the circles, okay, and make our embellishment sticky from this side. Okay, it should be fine if you use a fine tape. It's just protruding there. I'm going to leave it, it doesn't matter. I haven't put mine on straight and it's protruding ever so slightly, but it's fine. Then you've got a backing sheet. So what you can do is you can attach this to a backing sheet, and you can attach it on 3 sides so that you've got a pocket from the top. Okay, or what I'm going to do to make it even easier as a pocket, I'm just going to attach it on the side and on the bottom, so then I can quite easily access that pocket without any trouble. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some more red line tape to the back of this once the acetate's on. Okay, and as close to the edge as I can, so that I've not taken away any of the depth of my pocket or my tuck or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so side and bottom. Okay, you do not need dies to make these simple shapes. You don't. Okay, and they're so versatile. They can fit any theme, whether you do, you know, I'm doing vintage. You could be doing flower fairies. You could be doing, I don't know, fluffy bunnies. It doesn't matter what you decorate it with. Okay, and then I'm going to attach that. I'm going to go from one corner. If I got that on straight. Not straight, let me do it like that, and then I've got the bottom straight. There we go. So now that's attached side and bottom, so I can open that easily and I can access with a tag, okay, or 2. Yeah, and then when I attach this to my journal, I will probably glue that on 2 sides, so that then when that's on a page, I've got even more tucks behind. Okay, so you've not only got a lovely embellishment, it's functional. Or you could put a hinge on it, have it as a flip. Okay, if you're interested in these tags, I have a kit in my collection with 100 ready done tags for you. All different, invoices, collages, all sorts, all vintage theme, maps, and they're all done for you. All you've got to do is cut them out, print them and cut them out. They're all done. And there's the smaller size and the larger size. I'll leave a link for that below. It's 100 tags. Okay, so you could spend an hour or so cutting those out and you've got yourself 100 tags. All done. Right, so let's stop waffling and get on with this one. So I'm going to have that gentleman there, and I'm going to keep it similar. I quite like this clock, but I don't think I want all of it. So where's 12 o'clock? Let me think. That's 1 and 2, so there's the middle. I'm going to cut it roughly in the middle. I'll save that bit because I can use it in something else. I'm going to just ink that. Okay. And then I'll start and think where I want things. And that looks nice already. So let's have a look. What else can we have? I really like these numbers. I really do. And they're so simple. They're just numbers. Okay. And, you know, 3 or 4 items maximum. That's all you need. And that includes your paper doll. So your paper doll and 3 other embellishments. And then if you wanted to, you could add a word. Like here, I've got special moments. You could add special moments there or down here. Okay. So I'm just going to show you it with just 3. So, you know, you cut all of these out and they're going to last you ages. You're going to be able to do loads of things with them. I quite like the blue. Quite like that blue one. That one's quite nice. I love this one. Love it. Should we have some blue? Let's have a look. How do we want this? I don't want to cover all of that clock up, so let me just have a plain, see how I want it. No, I'm not happy with that. Take that off. It's too blue. Too blue, baby. Too blue. I quite like this. I think we've got numbers. We can have some invoice. Right. So I'm going to not mess about. I'm going to not overthink it. And I'm just going to get 3 embellishments. You know, paper fussy cuts rather. And get them down. So I'm going to put that kind of central along the bottom. Okay. Then I'm going to remember where my chap is going. He's going there. So my clock wants to go, I don't know, yeah, there. I want my clock there. So 1, 2, 3 from the 3rd hole. And you can use your glue on your acetate because you're not going to see behind. So it doesn't matter if it's splodgy, you're not going to see it. Okay. I'll just keep placing my gentleman where I'm going to have him, so that I know where I want my clock, and I want it there. So I'm going to commit. Okay, so I can commit to that. Then I'm going to get my last number and I'm going to go for this. I really do like the red ones, the red outline ones. I really rather do. Okay, and it's so easy. So easy. You can go on forever and a day and do all fancy things, like you see some of the, you know, the Tim Holtz or Ranger, what do they call them, design team members do, and you know, and they do amazing stuff. So have a look. You know, there's other things you can put on there. You could put, I don't know, metal embellishments on or whatever. But if you just want something simple, then this is perfect. You can, and you, as you go through and you're making more, you might come up with another idea of an embellishment or you know, a decoration that you could add on to them, and you can always go back through and add on. But you can get these put together in, you know, a very quick amount of time, and there you go, you've got those. So you'd sit for maybe an hour or so and you'd have yourself, I don't know, maybe a dozen to 15 once you've cut all of your bases. Cut all your bases, get your bits and bobs out, bit of sticking and gluing, and you'll have heaps in next to no time. And then you've got lots and lots of embellishments. So here we go. That should be more or less dry now. So then now I can put my tag in there and I can see, because we've got the window. So how cool are those? So I hope that gives you some quick decorating ideas, but I'm very sure you'll come up with some yourself. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell, because there is going to be lots and lots of videos on how to make your own embellishments or embellishment ideas for journal making or album making or folios or whatever you make. You know, these can go on anything, not just journals, cards, anything, absolutely anything. So I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye for now.